Exactly 1 year ago, I traveled to Sweden on my own as I was longing to be more in nature and to discover what it's like living in a small town in the north of Sweden. And it was the beginning of a beautiful adventure, and I've been very lucky that I was also able to go back in the winter time to see my friends again and to experience a winter so high up north for the very first time in my life. Now you might be watching this when the winter is already far gone, but nevertheless I hope you enjoy going back in time with me to that place of stillness, calm and frozen beauty as I share with you my experience. I arrived at the small town of Sollefteå, located in North Sweden, and I felt like coming back to a second home. I was very lucky that I could stay here with friends who live in this town.
Just by shaking, oh my god.
Yeah, that's incredible.
So I was here for the first time last summer. For many years now, I felt drawn to things I've heard and seen about Sweden. The endless forests and the many lakes, its simplicity and people living in smaller towns, closer to these elements of nature. And I was curious about this different way of living. So eventually I decided to act on this curiosity of mine and to travel up north and work in a herbal garden. And during this time I met some incredible people who were travelers like me or who moved here from different countries or from the south of Sweden. And I knew I wanted to come back to see them again and to experience the winter time here too, because these bright summer days are only one side of Sweden. During the winter it's a complete opposite, with only a few hours of light during the day and temperatures that can go far below zero. But I was really excited to experience this side of Sweden too. And when I arrived mid-December, it wasn't the typical winter wonderland that you often see online. It was mostly a lot of ice and some leftover snow from the weeks before, making it hard to walk in certain places. But I didn't mind. The hours in the day that it was light, I spent outdoors, wandering around with my camera, taking in the winter landscape. And I was also very lucky that I got to see my two friends that I know from the herbal garden again. You might recognize them from my previous videos from Sweden. They both travel a lot, working and volunteering in different places, but they also decided to come back to Sweden during the winter time. And by 2:30 it was already dark, but the long dark evenings felt like a soft blanket to me. Like endless time to slow down and make space for comforting things like cooking, watching a movie or editing photos without the feeling of missing out on anything else. And then one evening there was this halo around the moon, which meant that snow was coming.
So there has been a snowstorm the last week, and a lot of snow has fallen here in the north, or in the middle of Sweden, depending how you look at it. And today is the first day that it's really clear sky, sunshine, so it's so beautiful. I'm gonna go on a little adventure in the forest. Just see whatever I can capture. And it's also extra cold today because often when the sun shines it also gets really cold. So right now it's minus 13 degrees. The world is so beautiful, it's like a fairy tale. And the sun makes everything look so magical. And I just want to capture everything that I see, but I'm not sure I can because there's so much.
And one of the first things I noticed when I walked outside were how some of the trees were glittering in the sunlight.
It's so beautiful. Oh. It's so pretty. It's so pretty.
Something I don't think I've ever seen before. Apparently when the conditions are right, when the sky is clear and the temperature is very low, the moisture in the air and in the trees directly turns into ice crystals. And this phenomenon is also known as diamond dust.
So I traveled to Sweden in the summertime because I wanted to know if being here and being in nature would make me feel more calm instantly. That was my perception, at least, that if I would arrive here I would instantly feel more calm. Was not the case in summer. But this time, just being here in the winter, like the other day I was standing at the lake and I just felt so much peace. It's like all the distractions just fell away. And I love the fresh air and I love the stillness and the cold. I really love the cold. It's not that bad, trust me. At least with good layers on.
And also in the houses that I stayed at, it was so nice and warm inside. I think even warmer than in my apartment back home in the Netherlands during the winter.
It's so adorable.
Present the food. Or the cat can come in.
And the other day I met up with my friend Johannes. If you've seen my last video about Sweden, you might recognize him as the craftsman from Näsåker, who I met on Midsummer Day. He has lived here all of his life, and it was really cool to experience a bit of winter through his eyes. He helped me carve my own coffee cup from wood that we found in the forest.
We're not gonna carve it all the way finished, no, of course. We're gonna leave a little bit for when it's gonna dry out.
And I gave it some snowflake details to remember this time by, inspired by the snow that had fallen on my camera screen a few days before. And what I really loved about being here in Sweden is how mystical nature and the seasons feel, and how it awakens a sense of wonder in me.
This is so cool. Wow, it's like moving and dancing. It's incredible. Wow.
But I've also got to experience the real challenges that come with the winter, like the endless snow shoveling just to leave the house, the difficulties from driving on the road sometimes, and the possibility of frozen pipes and the power going out. But these discomforts also brought me back on my feet and into the present moment, realizing again the powers of these forces of nature. And this is where my story in Sweden ends for now. But I hope that someday in the future I will be back again. Thank you so much for watching, and wherever you are, I wish you a beautiful rest of your day.